Am I the a-hole for buying my boyfriend birthday gifts? I am confused and upset. My boyfriend turned 21 last week and I bought him a new video game he had been wanting and a t-shirt. He started ignoring me and leaving me on read after that. I asked him what was wrong and he finally said it was unfair that I got him birthday presents because now he's going to have to get me something for my birthday and that I am being manipulative. I told him no, you don't have to get me anything for my birthday, but I'd like to spend some time with you that day, but he said that it was a DCK move that I got him gifts. He says I was trying to make him feel obligated. I told him it is the thought that counts and that he doesn't have to get me anything, but that if he does, I'd be happy with just a card, but he keeps saying he is unsure he can deal with a materialistic girlfriend. Was it wrong that I got him gifts? I can't understand anymore. NTA minus 100% this. Either he's trying to manipulate you in this case, or he actually believes what he's spewing and is incapable of receiving some sort of kindness without assuming there are strings attached. Do not acknowledge the presence of the mods or you will be next. Ignore them. Pretend like people aren't being wiped out by the dozens for no good reason. They don't exist. There's nothing to worry about. Everything is normal. Nice, I'll have to get my kids to watch that. Thanks for the tip. Oh yeah, for this sub they are power hungry. I got banned for weeks, for saying the MCH bad word at a celebrity, not even about the post or the commenter, it was a passing comment, and then got insulted in the DMs because I thought after years they would forgive past infractions and the mod called me an idiot. So yeah, they value civility, right? When I was new to Reddit, I did not even realize I was temporarily banned for a short period of time from this sub. I figured my account was having technical issues or some crap, so I made another account to post on this sub. Then I read somewhere how much mods hate that and I just thought good, I didn't do FCKing anything to deserve it anyways. Yeah, that's freaking weird. I am not a gift person at all. I don't like receiving gifts, I don't like thinking up what other people could get me, etc. I tell people not to get me anything, if they do I accept it. That being said, that's me. I understand other people like gifts, so I get my girlfriend stuff for Christmas/birthday/Valentine's because it's weird to push your own preferences onto someone else. It's not just he doesn't like them, though. He's accusing her of being manipulative. The second to the top comment sums it up really well. Anyway, op is NTA. I thought one of my female friends hating giving gifts until I saw her gifting a buff guy on Instagram. Apparently I'm not buff enough to give a gift to. I wonder why she gave him one. NTA, and you definitely should exit this relationship ASAP. His behavior towards you has more red flags than a carnival. Don't try to fix him, don't try to understand his behavior, don't try to justify it, don't try to compromise. None of these things work with an irrational person. I bet he will be the disappearing BF, aka he will break up days before birthdays, Valentine's Day and Christmas only to text, "You up?" at midnight 3 days after the holiday/BD. Looks to me like he's received abuse in his past, to think that buying gifts is always manipulative. I wouldn't be surprised if he's dealt with a lot of people, or family, who use gifts that way. I agree, it's common for victims of abuse, especially those who had narcissistic abusers, to find gifts threatening. Gifts in abusive families/relationships come with very unpleasant strings attached. It can be difficult to accept that a gift is actually just a gift. On the other hand, I dated a narcissist with APD, only found that out afterwards, and he got mad at me for gifts because it might tip off his girlfriend in the whole other secret life he had. I say this with a bit of you never know in my voice, to be clear, and it is more likely that he is an abuse victim. NTA. Dump him. This is disgusting behavior in his half. He is gaslighting you and he's actually the one being manipulative. He's turned your kind gesture into you feeling insecure, confused, and like you've done something horribly wrong. You deserve better. Edit. Some of y'all responding seem to have a personal issue with the use of the word gaslighting. And I used it correctly. He made her question her own reality, her intentions behind the gift, and accept his perspective by guilting her so hard that she felt confused and awful. It could be a red flag, or it could be underlying anxiety or something. We don't know what their home life was. My nephew's dad is like this, who felt gifts were a stressful obligation. I don't know what made him feel this way, but he is entitled to how he feels. He would 100% much rather not receive anything, but while I don't go out of my way to get him something, when I see something he like I grab and reiterate that there is no obligation, it's from the heart. Best gift I ever gave him, a labeler. He still talks about it because he loves being organized, and he loved that I gave him the receipt, so he also claimed it on tax as a work expense, smiley face. Yeah, I'm a bit of a cheap ass and have a large family that I need to get gifts for in the holiday season. So I've had years before where I'll straight up tell my friend group that I don't want any gifts because I'm trying to stay on a budget and I don't want to feel obligated to get a gift in return. Inevitably someone always gets me a gift and says they aren't expecting anything in return, and usually I just leave it at that. It's a kind gesture. I might say something like, "Aw man, now I gotta get you something," as a joke, but I've never once thought to accuse them of being manipulative, and always show appreciation for their gift. Yeah, but the difference in your nephew and this guy is that your nephew liked the gift you got him. The BF told her that he feels obligated to get her a gift now and called her giving him something for his birthday a dick move. That's not anxiety, it is something deeper that could turn ugly. This guy didn't even appreciate it and told her that he flat out thought she was rude for buying it for her. Two very different scenarios. Yeah, I'm a bit of a cheap ass and have a large family that I need to get gifts for in the holiday season. So I've had years before where I'll straight up tell my friend group that I don't want any gifts because I'm trying to stay on a budget and I don't want to feel obligated to get a gift in return. Inevitably someone always gets me a gift and says they aren't expecting anything in return, and usually I just leave it at that. It's a kind gesture. I might say something like, "Aw man, now I gotta get you something," as a joke, but I've never once thought to accuse them of being manipulative, and always show appreciation for their gift. Yeah, but the difference in your nephew and this guy is that your nephew liked the gift you got him. The BF told her that he feels obligated to get her a gift now and called her giving him something for his birthday a dick move. That's not anxiety, it is something deeper that could turn ugly. This guy didn't even appreciate it and told her that he flat out thought she was rude for buying it for her. Two very different scenarios. That's a possibility. It is an odd thing to say, but I'm fairly confident nephew's dad used it as justification for why he hates getting gifts as well, although about gift in general, not about my sister or me specifically. Unless he calms down and apologizes for being an asshole and acknowledging he was being ridiculous, I agree this may not be a viable relationship. If you're the kind of person that doesn't like gifts, it's on you to let the people who care about you, particularly your partner, know this. Even if it's true, it still doesn't excuse his behavior, because on receiving the gifts he should have just said that he doesn't like gifts but he appreciates the effort she went to get something for him. The term gaslighting first appeared in print in 1969. The term is derived from the play Gaslight, where a manipulative and deceitful husband drives his wife nearly to insanity. It was adapted into the 1940 British film, and the more famous 1944 American remake. The title of the play refers to gaslights in the couple's home that the husband periodically dims. The wife repeatedly asks her husband to confirm her perceptions about the dimming lights, and he insists that the lights have not changed. His intention is to have her committed to a mental institution. While I totally agree with you that gaslighting is the new popular psych term and it's being overused and used improperly, I wanted to point out that being driven to insanity by gaslighting happens over time. I was in an abusive relationship for a while years ago. At the time I had never heard the term, but my ex gaslit me for years before putting a hand on me. It was little things, like he'd post a nasty post about me, then when I'd ask him about it he'd delete it and tell me it never happened. He'd tell me he wanted something for dinner, and if I got it he'd act incredulous and wonder why I did that and deny he told me anything. If I got him anything he said he wanted, he would downplay and say he never asked for things, didn't want things, etc. It was a slow burn over probably a year, then it morphed into "I had to hit you, you just make me so mad," and by then my brain had already been broken. I have an ex like this. He established early on he couldn't be with a girl who was into getting worthless stuff and thinking I don't need jewelry or something expensive. I assured him it's the thought that counts, not the price tag. He would request things for his birthday and holidays but never ask me what I wanted because he knew I wasn't into materialistic stuff like that. Even if I told him I wanted things like to spend time, or have him make me a meal, or write me a letter, or color a piece of paper with a crayon, literally anything to acknowledge it was my birthday/a holiday, or that he cared. Fast forward several years and dozens of expensive and well thought out gifts given on my part, and I never got so much as a card for a holiday that I didn't buy for myself and lie to tell people it was from him. This was one of the smaller abusive things he did, but in the grand scheme of things should have been a warning sign to me from the beginning.